We are now halfway through 2025, which means it's time to stop and rank my top 10 albums of the year so far. The new Skrillex album is one of the most energetic listens you will have all year. The instrumentals are hype as fuck, the sample flipping is absolutely ridiculous, and not only that, this has some of the best flow of any album of the year, considering it's essentially one 45-minute track broken up into 30 different songs. Eusexua is one of the strangest yet most easy to move to albums of the entire year. FKA Twigs is able to make it feel like you are in a club listening to this album, and for that reason, I don't think you're gonna have a more fun experience with an EDM-leaning pop album this year. Saba No ID's new album sees them blending a bunch of different styles of hip-hop, from boom bap to horrorcore to trap, all in such tasteful ways that make for such a varied and flavorful listen. Black Country New Road's new album is their weakest, but still one of the best albums of the entire year. Endlessly catchy, whimsical, colorful, the textures are insane. Yeah, Black Country New Road do not miss. Imperial Triumphant put out an absolutely gut-wrenching metal album. This thing will melt your face off, have you pounding your head along with it, while simultaneously being surprisingly easy on the ears. Lil Sims takes us to some dark places on Lotus, be it her fear of aging, or strained relationships with family members, or just overcoming an endless list of personal struggles. She really feels like she's digging out the darkest parts of her soul on this project, and you feel it, man. The writing here is stunning. Luminous Creatures by Ichiko Aoba is the most relaxing album I have heard all year. Absolutely ethereal production helps to make these chamber folk tracks soar in ways that you feel like you could either cry to or have on in the background while you fall asleep. This is an absolute must listen. Revenge Seekers sees Jane Remover creating an album that will have your ears bleeding from how loud it is, and I mean that in only good ways. Some of the most batshit production, ridiculous sample flipping, which includes like Fortnite and Pokemon noises, and some of the most hype, in-your-face energy I have heard on an album this year. This one absolutely blew me away. Psychedelic Crumpets created such an insanely varied garage rock album with Carpe Diem Moon Man that can go so easily from heavy adjacent headbangers to nice, slow, soothing, serene tracks. It's able to make me feel like I'm in a mosh pit, it's able to make me feel like I'm floating in the middle of the ocean. This album, despite being so varied, stays so consistent in quality and is one of the most fun rock albums I've heard in a while. I have an over hour-long video on Birthing by Swan, so I'm going to keep this brief. This album absolutely emotionally drains me. It leaves me in tears. It leaves me feeling like I'm in the middle of a crisis. The absolutely gargantuan scope and chasmic size of this album really has not been replicated by any other album this decade, not even Swans' previous. I needed this album when it dropped, and it has not shrunk on me. I'm happy to report that this is a 10 best album of the 2020 so far, in my opinion.